Welcome back to this week's episode of the After Party podcast. My name is Connor Maroney and I'm joined by my co-host Andrew Hudson. How are we today, brother?
What's happening? Yeah, I'm well. Getting used to the new set. What's going on?
Mate, fang us a little drinky poo.
Oh, should have known.
Mate, it's Tuesday night.
Wait, do you want the blackouts or the whiteouts?
I'll take a blackout.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Did I fucking stutter?
Yeah, exactly, dude. We're called the fucking...
I know what fucking day it is, dude.
Mate, we're called the fucking after party for a reason. We're not called fucking bloody brilliant beers. Get them. Oh. Nah, we love them. Good friends, the old bloody brilliant beers. Hope they're doing well. And one thing in particular a reason that I actually do want to drink, cheers, it's because I've got a big announcement to make. A big announcement that not many people do know about. I'm moving to the Great North. You heard it here first. Fucking just like the Pussy Drake, I will be living in Canada for 6 months.
Not again.
Oh, man, not again. Oh, no.
The sixth god.
I will be the sixth god in Canada. So, yeah, basically, I know it's a bit of a fucking whack one, especially if you're hearing it as a good old after party fan. You're probably wondering what the fuck is going to happen with us for a while. And the answer is... fucking nothing. We're stopping it here. It's all done. Nah, it's going to be fucking mental. There's honestly going to be so many potties coming out the wazoo. It's fucked. So I'm leaving in October, going for 6 months. I'm going to be doing potties over there with just me and guests that I find over there. There'll be Zoom athletes happening. Me and Andy are going to touch in every week, no matter what, online. And we're also going to bank up a fuckload of episodes before I even go.
Yes,
so honestly, by the end of the year, it should just be all pods that we've done here, banking up with a few Canada ones from me. And then in the new year, we're going to slot to probably a bit of internet shit. I know it sucks. I know sometimes people aren't a huge fan of the Zoom shit, but I feel like if it's me and Ahad and we're not dicking around with guests and all that, it's going to be fucking business as usual. So vlogs are coming out the fucking way as well. And also I just got my first order of merch, baby. Fucking new shirts.
And this is it.
Nah, there's going to be fucking... people have probably seen me rocking the after party shirt. There's going to be that. And then I've also got a little secret on the way. I've got a fucking sick one that I haven't seen the designs fully done yet, but we're going to have a piss head with a footy problem shirt as well, which I'm fucking toey for.
Can it have a Gower's name on the back?
I think the best thing is we're going to do a fuckload of drops, especially next year, maybe a few while I'm away in Canada. So I'm thinking we get like a couple piss head with the footy problems as like our icons and we can make them into shirts as the years go on.
Yep.
But I think as well, we're probably going to have to get creative with our design so we don't have any lawsuits from Gower if he ever did.
I mean,
he's probably fucked up at a golf course somewhere. Probably doesn't give a shit, dude. But one thing I will say with me moving to Canada, you are unable to see behind this ridiculously tall bar, but I am the fattest I've ever been, cunt. I feel absolutely disgusting, dude. Like right now, I genuinely feel like I feel like a fucking pillowcase full of mashed potatoes right now.
Yeah.
It is ugly.
You look like you could be sold on the Lad Collective website. As
as a pillow, as a doona or some shit.
Thick ass, extra thick.
I'd be like one of those fucking like weighted blankets for people with anxiety.
You look like a fucking a 2014 version of you wearing a ski parka that you'll wear in Canada. You know,
I look like Fev in a Hawaiian shirt. And that's the problem, is that once you start to fucking really research these guys, the pissheads with footy problems and their various activities, sometimes I get so lost in the research that I start like trying to live like them and figure out if I can get inside the mind of the pisshead with a footy problem. I'm putting my body...
You don't want to play the Joker. You don't want to play the piss. Yeah. It'll change you.
It will change me. And I'm quickly becoming Fev without the footy abilities. And it's fucking getting quite ugly, dude. And so I have realised that I need to stop looking like fucking 25-year-old Danny DeVito. I need to start doing exactly what we spoke about last week. And I will be entering myself into The Biggest Loser. And you see the guy next to me? He's my fucking Michelle Bridges.
Michelle. Shannon, but I guess I
I
probably
don't know.
look
You
more
seem like you'd have a
Michelle.
DUI under your belt. I reckon you're a bit
I probably
Michelle.
look more like Michelle than Shannon if we're going.
Yeah, like the commando definitely would want to leave you, I reckon. So you do have Michelle
She used
vibes.
to bang the commando.
Mate, honestly, pisshead with a fucking working out problem. Michelle Bridges next week. She's got some doozies under her belt.
Fuck yeah,
Mate, she had
dude,
like
I'll
3
cut that.
DUIs last year or some shit.
Damn, how is that possible?
Bro, like,
yeah.
yeah, it's just, you just ignore the first one.
Yeah, you know on the band.
Yeah. But I think opening up with the Biggest Loser, we're going to do a weekly weigh-in. So I'm leaving on the 9th of October and I want to get sexy before Canada. And I will do quite literally anything to lose this weight. I want to put this... Just like the Biggest Loser, this will be an unhealthy loss of weight. Like
It's not like
I'll deprive myself of water. I'll fucking do anything just to make sure that I keep weighing in under each week. And if you are a medical practitioner or anybody that's within the field that wants to tell me otherwise, eat my balls because I'm going dark on this shit.
Yeah.
Beauty.
We don't have the time to be healthy.
Beauty is pain. We've got like a month, bro.
If
So
we maybe gave ourselves 6 months, Malone's had 6 months, maybe we could do it in a healthy, safe way, but we don't.
We don't.
Try and fucking tell us what's healthy and what's not. We want to
it's like I've just got the contract to be in a Marvel movie in a month and we need to make it happen.
Yeah, we need to make it happen.
Like, we can't roll
Can
like
I
that.
ask you, why do you care that you want to lose weight if you're going to a fucking snow city? Like what? Like my thinking is with that is like that's the one place where you can be fat. No one knows. The only time they know you're fat is when it's too late.
It's too late.
They're already unzipping your
yeah.
jacket and they're like, oh fuck, you're fat.
Well,
And
it's
like,
because-
well, we're already here. Like I already, pulled you basically.
Look, there's a couple of calculations that I've made in my head, and the main one is this: you can't be short, bald, and fat. You know what I mean? You got to get rid of one of them. So it's either I go to Turkey and get new hair, or I lose the weight.
Turkey's on the way to Canada.
Or we can go to China and break my legs and make myself taller.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. No one will know that you're.
No one will know, and I understand that. I'll know, and that is the problem.
You have fat guy confidence.
Oh, bro, I don't want to be that guy, dude. And that's the thing. So, like, on the contrary of like nobody knowing, sure, I'm not going to get any healthier in Canada. You know what I mean? I'm going to be eating poutine. I'm going to be doing fucking God knows what, everything under the sun. And so I can't imagine any fucking weight loss happening whilst I'm there. So I think I need to fucking put a fucking dent in it now so that when we get over there, I can fucking not worry about it.
And then you'll come back looking the same, and at least it's like you break even. It's
exactly.
It's
but I don't want to come back looking like fucking Ben Hannett.
Like a fucking Yeti, like a snow Yeti.
Looking like fucking Paul Gallen's next opponent.
Like a fucking abdominal snowman.
No, I want to look like an abdominal snowman. I don't want to look like the abominable one.
Yeah. You gotta have fucking...
So, Ahad, you're going to take the mic here. I'm going to... I physically can't get out from under our set.
That's another reason to lose.
Yeah, I literally can't get into our set because my stomach just...
We had a crane before, just like...
So...
It's fucking expensive.
The 1,600 kilo man. Rightio. So I'm going to go weigh myself in. The next ones will be on camera. This one, we just don't have the technological advances.
That's next week,
I would like to preface this. I know that I'm the biggest I've ever been.
Yep.
I reckon the fattest I've ever weighed, like coming in on a scale, and that was like pretty foul, was like 104. 104, 105.
A ton.
And I need to preface this as well. I've just had half a fucking tin of this.
Yeah.
And I just ate about 4 chops upstairs.
Okay, yeah.
So
you're on the heavy side of one.
But this is fine because we're looking for improvements. The whole aim of the game of Biggest Loser is to just get under the next weight.
Yeah.
So
week to week, baby.
Honestly, I'm kind of hoping for high numbers here.
This is going to be hilarious, by the way. Trying to get out of here. All right, so we got the scale down there.
Boots off?
Yeah, boots off, dude. That's cheating if you think.
Shirt off?
Shirt off next week. It's not going to be on camera. If you took your shirt off, it'd purely be for me. Take it off, actually. Take the keys out. No extra pounds. Yeah.
This week's episode of the After Party podcast was brought to you by our proud sponsors, The Lad Collective. Boys, fucking the Lad Collective are the only things you need when it comes to fucking sorting your own bedroom out. Girls, if you are listening, I'm sure there's probably only one. That's probably Andy's misso. So fucking make sure that you are going and getting your fucking sheet together, bro. We're heading into summer. It's going to be warmer months. You know it's getting rank. You know it's something you've been putting off. So the best way to do that is to get $20 off your first order at the Lad Collective. We're going to help you out, baby. Fucking use the code AFP20. I repeat, AFP20, like the Australian Federal Police, at checkout to get $20 off your first order. Quit being dank, fellas. Start getting a little bit softer, and maybe you also dry them before getting into them.
No, smells like a sock.
Yeah, if you fucking wash them and put them out without letting them dry,
I've done that.
They probably will smell, but they'll smell less than any other sheets. I'll tell you that much because they're fucking fire. The only things that we get sponsored by, I use all of them. Saying good stuff, I wear the shit. Fucking vodka soda, and I pay and drink the shit.
Drink that shit.
And then fucking, I'm telling you, the best thing that I own right now are my Lad Collective sheets. They're coming to Canada with me. I promise you that. You got to get them. So use the code AFP20 at checkout. Help the boys out. Buy some fucking sheets. Back to the pod.
You need to shit or piss or anything? I want a proper weighing here. I don't want to fucking... All right. I'm going to make the biggest loser noise right there.
Ding, 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 ding.
Stepping on.
Ding, 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 ding.
What is it?
108.
108. You
0.2.
fucking Christ. 108.
108.2.
So there's a lot of improvement to be made as the silver lining.
Down somewhere.
Yeah.
Fire,
108.
Keep talking to the people.
108.
Fuck.
That's going to be pretty easy to beat week to week, I think. You just don't want to go too hard, too fast, you know. Don't come in tomorrow at 100 and then you're fucking.
I'm even like breathing heavy into the mic, bro. It's fucking disgusting. And so back to the actual premise of The Biggest Loser is that it isn't healthy the way to do it. You just want to keep dropping weight. And as Ahad said, there is a tactic to Biggest Losers of winning is to not go too hard and give yourself an unachievable goal and where you're only losing 300 grams. I need to be coming in hot. So what's the date now? Let's figure this out.
First, I think, or the 30th.
So the 31st, let's just go from the 1st of September. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah.
So if I'm at 108.2 now, what should the end goal roughly be?
Well, it's up to you, each to their own, but I think you should at least crack the 100.
Oh, bro, no.
definitely wanna
I'm
be-
thinking like,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
thinking like 90.
90, you want to crack
I reckon I can
90?
lose 18 kilos in 6 weeks. Is that
I don't
fucked?
think that's healthy.
Is that 3 kilos a week?
Yeah. And if you
seems
do like
God.
a hectic like bath, like
Let's
one of
go
those sweat
95.
baths.
Let's go 95.
Yeah, 95.
What do I get from you if I crack 92?
A large
And I can come in like, I can call up Hardman. I can get,
extra anchovies and soupy mayo.
oh, bro, that's pretty gun. I probably will take
No,
that.
but that's what I was going to say as well. Like, there'll be week to week
Challenges,
for the last
potentially.
6 challenges, temptation.
Temptation could be
Yeah.
huge, bro. You better not come in here with the fucking bologna on the rocks. The
I'm not
fucking,
going to say what I'm going to do.
yeah, fair. But
But that was in the biggest
Boys as
loser.
well.
They do those tactics.
although I'm heading to the cold, harsh north, there's probably a lot of people who are entering into summer that are also on the thicker side of things. So look at this positively, I suppose. And if you want to join my train of The Biggest Loser, get amongst it. Ahad will be putting up new workouts every week.
I'm fucking Michelle Bridges, dude. Just
Michelle
driving
Brid- well, we were
shit-faced,
also
like,
talking-
"Come on, man."
We were talking like in the contrary that potentially, because you're on the smaller side of a man.
Yep. I'm 73.
Yeah, which is, you couldn't protect a family with that.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to be 80.
Should we have The Biggest Loser and The Biggest Gainer?
Biggest gainer? Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah, rightio.
Hold
So
me accountable.
in 6 weeks, do you reckon you could get up to 78 kilos?
That would be the
5
heaviest
kilos?
I've
That'd be
ever been.
like
That-
1 kilo
I
a
think
week.
that's
I don't know if that's
physically
possible.
Beyond my,
I don't know really how weight gaining works. For
I
me,
would
I just
like
eat
to-
and it
yeah,
just blah, 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 blah.
I just sit down for too long and I just gain 4 kilos.
Yeah, fuck.
I'll go 76.
76?
Yep.
Right, yeah, we're locking it in here. So I'm at 108.2. You're at 73 kilos.
We can do it.
We can do it. And the best thing about it is I'm going to keep smashing vodka soda ands the whole time because they have fucking no calories.
No calories.
I don't know if calories is correct. No carbs, no sugar, and no gluten. Wouldn't want any gluten in this fucking
a
frame.
lot of vodka in them.
It's funny because whilst I'm fucking trying to be the biggest loser, Klotzy from Bloody Brilliant Beers is searching for Brisbane's most ordinary rig. We are going on different paths at the moment.
Yeah.
But I hope that Klotzy gets there, and I think he can, because I think, honestly, he should be thankful that I'm stepping out of the gate, you know what I mean? Like, I'm bowing away. So, Klotzy, mate, you're on your own on this one. I reckon I could almost take him now.
You gave him the floor.
I gave him the floor, dude.
Yeah.
If I put in like 4 weeks of training, I could get to the ordinary rig by far. Easy.
Yep.
Anyway, enough about me eating out of a fucking trough. Well, I'm going to move into our fucking weekly news. Actually, this should be our weekly news intro. Do you remember this fucking song?
Yeah, I think I do. That was a fucking banger. The remix.
Just, welcome to the after party weekly news. And it cuts to us. Fuck it, we're not doing that the whole way through.
That's the segment. We just listen to that song.
You got the fucking gist of it.
You get the gist, yeah.
But
next week.
Ahad, what's happening in the week this week?
Yeah, so I've got a lot of free time at my new job, so I just scour news.com for stupid. Then I go to like where the news stories get small.
Yeah.
The stupidest news stories. I don't go for the big stuff. It's all war and Albanese doing something.
Yeah.
Not interested in that.
It ain't easy being Albanese.
Yeah. So one of the ones that caught my eye is, Dylan Alcott?
Yeah. A lot of people say I sound like him.
Oh, really? I haven't heard his voice, but he is a legend, a 5-time Olympic gold medalist. He's won Wimbledon, Oz Open like 6 or 7 times. So full legend. He's got a smoke show misso, obviously. He's an Olympic, Paralympic gold medalist. His partner is a sexologist, so she does sex therapy. So she did the thing where they put a vibrator in her vagina before they go to dinner.
Yeah.
And then he's sitting there with the remote control on his phone, just like fucking turning it up and down. And she's like filming it and like puts it on TikTok. Anyway, his whole thing was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I stand by it. That was funny as fuck. Whatever. It was weird in the video because there was like 4 or 5 people at the dinner and they're all like putting their hand on her vagina like to feel it. I think it was women's hand, but it was still pretty weird.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing I saw in the article, it was like, she was like, I'm a sexologist. Like, this is what I do. Like, this is my work. And they were like talking like, she's like, so how's your relationship with Dylan? She's like, best sex I've ever had in my life. And I was thinking like, obviously this guy's a legend and all that, but if you're her previous boyfriend, that's a bit of a bad beat.
Yeah, it is.
If a guy in wheelchairs hitting your misso better than you ever did, then she's admitting that's the best sex I've ever had in my life. It's a tough gig for the guys before.
There was a doco I remember back in the day, fucking great doco. Everyone should watch it, called Murder Ball. Yeah. And it's about basically America's like first wheelchair rugby thing.
That shit
and
is hectic.
Oh, so awesome. I actually want to have a go at it. I'm pretty sure able-bodied people can have a crack at it. And I actually would enjoy it. I think I got one at UQ.
Because their shins are getting fucked up.
Oh, yeah, they don't know what's going on down there, so it's chill. But there was a segment within it where they had the wives of the players and they were obviously talking about the reality of like sex and whatever, and like for the majority of the people on the team, I believe their dicks were working, so they just had to get creative with different shit in the bedroom. But I do wonder, like, being a sexologist, maybe she's like figured out how to fucking like ride him in a way, or like move him around.
Bro, but he's got one. My whole thing is like,
he's got mad fingers.
He's got mad fingers, mad tongue, but he's got one position in his bag. We're also talking limited bag.
We're also not talking about your average Joe in a wheelchair. We're talking about fucking
probably the greatest
athlete.
Paralympic of all time.
Yeah.
Still, dude, it's
Paralympian.
still, if my ex-girlfriend then went and started seeing a guy in a wheelchair and she was like, that's the best sex I've ever had, I'm internally reviewing my game and going, what can I do better? Because I'm obviously I'm obviously pretty fucking lazy in the bedroom.
But I wonder if like we're just looking at this as it is and we're not really asking the real questions. What's he doing in there? Maybe he's doing something that fucking none of us know about, and he's like,
he's playing chess. We're playing
fucking checkers, dude. Like sometimes it's like when you fucking like when a blind person can hear better. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you lose a sense, you picks up more in the other area. Maybe he's just like got all the feeling in his dick, and he knows how to use it. Think about it, bro. It's like when you. It goes back, like me and Izzy were talking about it on the Hotline Fling, is like the bigger dick sometimes will be the worst route because they basically have only relied on their dick. You know what I mean? They've never gone like, I have to fucking be good here. And he knows that. He's like, I've got to be good. I can't just do all this and not be good. So he's like, fucking, I'm going to figure this out. Back to the vibrator thing in the fucking restaurant, because I was intrigued on that. Isn't it wild how like women's sexuality is like so like hot and like mysterious and whatever, like like she's at a restaurant with like a fucking dildo up her and like the friend's like, oh, that's so naughty, like great or whatever. If I'm at dinner fucking a fleshlight or having a wank, bro, fucking I'd be head on the cement, bro, just fucking like get him out of here, bro. Like sorry, I just
at a Chinese restaurant just fucking
like
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, what's my excuse gonna be? I'm experimenting with my wife. Like,
exactly.
No, where's your wife?
You don't have one. Yeah,
Connie, you're at work.
But yeah, you are right with that. It is weird. A bit one-sided.
It is a bit one-sided. I think that we should get around blokes wanking a little bit more.
Especially in restaurants.
Weekly news. Oh, for me, I love this one personally. Someone told me about it at work, but basically there was a bloke, a petrol station blunder, if you will, and a driver. So like, you know, the guys, I guess when you drop off fuel to a fuel station, like someone's going to go fill that motherfucker back up. You know what I mean? Like into the ground. And so there's these big trucks that go around with the hose. Bloke comes through, puts 40,000 litres of fucking diesel into the unleaded slot.
So he's wigged out to the point, like, you know how you can wig out and do that to your own car? He's done that to a fucking petrol station.
He's done it to a whole petrol station. Mate, 40,000 litres of fucking fuel costs a lot.
Well, it costs $40,000.
What was that?
Well, it costs $40,000.
I guess you're pretty much right. I guess it's cost 40 grand.
You're like, dude, 40 grand worth of fuel? Do you know how fucking expensive that shit is?
40,000 litres. Yeah.
40,000 litres.
40,000 litres, but yeah, you came at me correct with like a litre basically being around. Well, yeah, maybe 80 grand. Let's give it.
But can't they just change the tag?
I was about to say like, that costs like $50 million, man.
I also don't know how to do
I was going to ballpark the fuck out of that.
So couldn't they just change the tag? Couldn't he just be like, oh, whoops, well, I'll just get that green tag?
Look, basically, the answer's fucking no.
If I own that petrol station, that's the solution I would do.
Also, you got to imagine, like, there's probably already, like, 10,000 litres of unleaded. They're just topping it up. And
that's right. Change the fucking tag.
Oh, bro. But, like, could you imagine getting home from work, you've just had a cunt of a day. You get the call from the boss and he's like, you fucking cunt. And you're like, oh,
you just cost me $50 million.
You just cost me $1 billion.
I mean, I know I fucked up, but I don't think that's...
Oh, bro. But, like, that's just going to be what... Oh, bro. Because you know he's just a truck driver, bro, and he's going like, oh, fuck. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like times that I potentially like wigged out that hard at work and cop like the call.
Fatty did that to his work truck. Like it was a diesel and just filled it up with unleaded.
And completely ruined it.
It was like, and then just was like, fucking hell, and got reamed by his boss.
And not only has this bloke done that, he's potentially also fucked off afterwards. And then the first cars come through.
Yeah, he's and just someone else's car.
Oh, potentially. Who the fuck knows? But my prayers are actually out to that guy because Fuck that, dude. That's just unlucky. Like, is it unlucky? Is you fucking one job? It's like putting fucking squares into circles, you dumb cunt.
But I can see myself doing it, so I don't want to.
No, actually, I'm taking it back. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Stacking apples in the orange section. Just don't do it. Read the fucking tag, dude. You've literally got one job, drive straight and fucking put
Fill
the
up
fucking
the
correct tag.
Yeah.
And his fucking truck has to be full of the one shit, so he knows where he's putting
and
it.
It's not just 1 second of wigging. It's like, I could imagine it probably takes an hour of he's like wigging for an hour. An hour-long wig.
Anyway, is there any more news?
Yeah. Just quickly, our boy, because we definitely touched on this, Conor McGregor, still on the fucking boats.
Oh, bro.
Dude, he
Loves the boat.
refuses to leave this boat, and now he's in trouble again with his Instagram story. We said it. It's like when your mate gets too fucked up on his like boys trip, and he's like wigging out. He's posting really miscellaneous stuff on his Instagram.
He's getting too scat for the gram.
Yeah, so he's posted a video.
The thing is, as well, what I will say is this: back to the boat thing.
Yeah.
You buy a fucking 200 million. you buy a fucking Lamborghini speedboat.
Yeah.
It's like when one of your mates buys a fucking new TV and he's going like, "You're not going to see me for 2 months."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
he's enjoying the
you got to
boat.
let the man fucking. He's been beating people up.
But
for
also, you don't then take a video of your wife sucking you off and post it on the gram and be like, "Hey, what's up? I got the new TV." But it's not an excuse.
There's a point with like McGregor, and I'm trying to put myself into his gloves. And when you think about it, like last year, for instance, I'm pretty sure he had like 3 or 4 like high speeding, like fucked up accounts with the police, basically.
Yep.
Got out of all of them.
Yeah.
Like just
Proper 12.
fuck off, you fucking cunt. Talk to my legal team. But anyway, guess through all that, there's got to be a point with McGregor where like no dudes really want to like fight him on the street. It's just complete adulation. He goes on to fucking live on a boat for 4 weeks, whatever. Like, is there a point where you just go, I'm above the law now. Like, I'm above everyone. I've now found out that money does cause, like, it solves all my problems. So, like, when it goes to, like, taking a video of your wife blowing you on your Lamborghini boat, why not?
Yeah, why not? But also,
like, who's going to fire him? The UFC, the company that promotes people in their undies beating each other half to death. Do you reckon they're going to be like, "Oh, you got a blowjob? We can't cop that."
No, yeah, but also your wife could be like, "Can you not do that?" Like, I get that you can't get fired.
Back to it. You're married to Conor McGregor. What do you think? You've been watching this fucking coke storm happen from fucking the front row seat.
Yeah, you're fucking. It's like Gail's wife. It's like, you know what you're fucking.
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if D's fucking smacking lines on the Lamborghini boat as well.
Yeah. But it is pretty funny though. He's literally been seemingly on that fucking top deck of his boat's couch, because every Instagram story is from that same couch, the maroon couch, seemingly for like 3 months.
So
it's been
sweaty.
2 UFC cards in the time that he's been on that fucking couch, and he's like refusing to leave it, and he's like, I'm just gonna keep it's just Instagram, the couch, my wife giving me head, like those are the 3 heads,
and then just calling out quite literally every fighter that's ever lived.
Yeah.
It sucks because he used to be the goat of chat at bare minimum. So like he had the ability to leave the game for however long and then come through on Twitter and still like put people in their fucking place. But now he's just so flagrant with it every fucking 3 seconds that all his threats are empty. Even champions and shit now are just like, meh.
Well, yeah, all his chat was sick, but it was also backed up. Like, it was like good chat that turned great chat because he hadn't lost. He was undefeated. Once you get like 4 losses under your belt, you're like, all right, bro.
The difference is,
you're funny, but it's not like...
You can say that, but the other thing about the chat, which is interesting, and it's why he can get a title fight whenever he wants, because any fighter, although they can be like, "Oh, you lost 4 fights or whatever," they want the payday.
Yeah.
So like, he still has the power of being like, "I'm daddy, dude." I'm daddy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, that could roll into. Don't you have a best sledges?
That is, but that's coming up in a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Way to fuck it up.
Yeah. We're doing segues or something.
But what I will say, we'll get the fuck off the weekly news now, so turn that channel off. But mate, Wallabies back into it this week. I obviously was very depressed after we went last time and saw them get fucking crucified by England. But this week I was watching the footy with Geegs at his new dope crib, watching them play South Africa in an Arvo game in Adelaide, which I fucking enjoyed. Sick. Arvo game's dope. Get around it hard. But man, we are back with a vengeance, and mate, we are tying first now with Argentina in the rugby championship.
What is happening with Argentina? They just beat us. We beat them as well, but they beat us and New Zealand in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, out of control, bro. But they have always been.
I understand they've always been like a deep, but to go and beat Australia and then go to New Zealand and beat New Zealand, like that's not really. Anyone does that other than if you're South Africa.
Yeah. Look, it is wild. Don't get me wrong. It's wild, but it isn't unheard of. And it's because international rugby.
The All Blacks right now.
They aren't the All Blacks right now, but also international rugby is the Wild West as we speak. Like, number one in the world right now is fucking Ireland, and then it's like France, then like New Zealand's like fourth or fifth.
When's the last time we won in New Zealand?
Mate,
5
fucking
years ago,
forever. But like. At the same time, that's our problem.
Yeah.
Don't drag Argentina into this.
But no, I'm trying to prop Argentina up. It's like, you can't just be like, oh yeah, they come and beat New Zealand in New Zealand.
No, what's happening right now is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
the two better teams, arguably the two realistically best teams in the world are fucking below us and Argentina, which is nuts. Also terrifies me because we have to play New Zealand very soon. I think we've got maybe one more South Africa game, and then we're going to play them twice.
Yeah.
So
and don't
get comfortable.
We're the classic when New Zealand are down bad. We're their punching bag. They're like their stress ball where they just come on and fucking.
And I don't know what it is, but the Aussies
they turn it up.
Yeah, but also we turn it the fuck down. Like you got to realize how insane beating South Africa is on the weekend. We had 16 penalties against us. It was out 2 yellow cards against us. Yeah. 2 highlights that I want to fucking bring up to the table. First one, Fraser McWright, absolute fucking legend. There's been a lot of talks about him over the last couple of weeks where Michael Hooper had to drop out of the team due to mental health issues, I believe. And then there was also a bunch of shit where people were going like, is Fraser ready? I don't know how the fuck he has to prove anymore that he is ready because he's been tearing it up in the Super Rugby. He's finally been given a good fucking slog out chance against Africa, opens up with a fucking try, gets another try later in the game, takes a fucking ripper steal to save a try in the first half. Like the bloke went absolutely off his bonds and he cemented that fucking 7. Someone may as well, Dave Rennie should put him in the locker room and tattoo that 7 to his back because he needs to stay there now. He brings good energy. And the other one, man, people don't talk about it enough, but he is the best investment in Australian rugby, Marika Korobidi, mate. Like, it is absolutely bent that nobody could have predicted that fucking purchase from the NRL to pay off as well as it did.
Yep.
Like, I can't say I was watched a shitload of him in the NRL because now it's so promptly in my head that he's a wallaby.
Yeah, I forget.
But mate, it's just non-stop with him.
He's the only winger I've seen take over a test match like that. Like doing everything. And obviously he did it yesterday or on Saturday against South Africa. I've seen him do it against the All Blacks. Like single-handedly win us a fucking game through not just tries, through try savers, fucking pilfers, like everything, kicks. Like he is a one winger I can probably say I've seen him win a test match. Where it's like if he was out, we 100% would have lost, and if he was in, we 100% is the.
Also, he scores every fucking game. Yeah. But one thing I will say, just from a Wallaby fan perspective, and maybe somebody that is watching the footy and wants to know what we should look out for, this is completely fucking armchair quarterback Conor Maroney, but I will say the one thing that is wrong with Australian rugby right now that will get us in trouble when it comes to these hectic games against South Africa and New Zealand is we give up so many penalties, cunt. Yeah. We gave away 16 on the weekend. Miraculous that we didn't get fucking bummed by that. But if England was any fucking evidence of what can go wrong, we start giving international teams this many penalties, they're going to kick goals and they're going to fucking cream us.
Like, we got pretty lucky to win, to be honest, too, because Pollard Like I've never seen. He's a good
shanked
kicker as
one,
well.
just
I've never
fucked.
seen a bad kicker have that bad of a game.
Oh,
He
mate.
shanked like 3, and I was like, "Am I like tripping?" He does not miss normally, and he couldn't. He had a stinker day. He had a fucking tough day.
Yeah, bro. And it comes from discipline though on our end. We need to fucking
You know
sort
what was
that out.
hilarious though? While I was texting the boys in the group chat, is fucking we were talking about the biggest loser, bro. You see, fucking Francois Stain.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, he is.
He needs to
fat as
fucking
shit,
come to Canada
dude.
with me and sort himself.
fat
He's
as
fucking
shit,
old though as well
I know,
though.
man. Dude, I texted group chat. I was like, "Who's this fat as fuck 22 that just came on for South Africa?" And Gilly's like, "Dude, that's fucking Stain."
I was with
like,
Giggs.
I was like, "No, it's not."
Bro, I was with Giggs and he was like, "Oh, it's Francois Stain." And I was like, Where?
Dude, behind that big fat, that big fat
Hey,
kind of move. I'm trying to see Francois Stain.
But again, I love a thick bloke getting out there. And he's in the backs as well, which is pretty out of
He's
control.
like fullback, dude. He was like slipping over himself. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's out still. But big talks in the union that came out today in an article. I haven't told you about this. You might have heard about it, but I doubt you have. Rugby Australia is plotting a mega raid on the NRL. It's set to start with a $10 million bid for Roosters Star. And that, I believe, is Suwali.
Joseph Suwali.
One thing I need to know with off the fucking bat, is this cunt even worth fucking $1 million in the NRL? Like, I don't know where it would tell me about this cunt.
Yeah, he's like 19 and he's playing starting for the Roosters. I think he's 18 as well because they were like looking at him for State of Origin. He's legit. Like he is legit and he'll be fucking good for rugby union.
I just want you to
I
hear.
just don't like the guy. I just don't like the guy.
I want you to listen to this wish list that they're calling it for the Rugby Australia.
Who they're trying to get. And I'll give you as a league's take. I think they could get Suwali. He's a fraud. He's just a trader. He went from South, like trained him up, South Juniors, and then as soon as he was like professional ready, the Roosters gave him some money and then he just left.
Yeah.
And they're like bitter arch rivals. So he's a fucking trader. He's a bag in the wind. Like he'll go where the money takes him. I think they could get him. Especially for that number.
Yeah, that number's fucking egregious.
Yeah,
I'm going to get to that number in a sec. So this is the wish list that they've mentioned, and I don't know. I can't help but think this is a ridiculous list to even bring up. Like if you actually wanted to, I'll get to it. Fucking Tom Trbojevic, Latrell Mitchell,
No chance.
Cameron Murray, Ryan Pappenhausen,
No chance, Pat.
Matt
Maybe
Burton, and Nelson Solomona.
He's a Kiwi though.
It doesn't
Nelson.
matter. They'll still be able to grab him into Super Rugby and shit.
Yeah. I think
citizenship
no
now as
on
well.
all of them except for maybe Cam Murray. And then, but he'd play flanker. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what his experience is like in high school, but you can't really just go from playing a career in rugby league to being a flanker.
You
Like,
need to be fair, what we would really be stealing is either guys like Angus Crichton, who already has a good background
Yeah,
of
but even
union.
still, that
I'm just,
time out of the game, yeah.
what I'm getting at is just like from a forward perspective, it is difficult. Like you do need to look
name-
for your, like Latrell, for instance, in the Wallabies jersey would be fire. But
Yeah,
like,
but can you name one Wallaby who played NRL that's a forward? That transferred that's a forward.
bro, there is. And
No, I don't think there is.
There is a guy that will be able to tell us, and it's the guy that I want to call
Okay,
about this.
yeah.
So
'Cause it's all
fucking
backs. The backs are the two
the only thing that I took out of this whole thing, when I hear NRL raid, I get excited.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But
Let's
if I'm
do it.
Rugby Australia, what I want to fucking do is realistically go through and find guys who are one, going to be valuable towards the thing, not just some fucking name, and two, how can we get them for a good fucking price? And the idea of giving this fucking, what's his name? Joseph Suwali, a fucking $10 million over 5 years. There isn't anybody in Rugby Australia getting that money. Give it to the boys. Like I just fucking said this last week.
The boys
no
are
one's
already
getting
there.
no one's getting looked after, bro.
Yeah.
And they're talking about feeding. We've got players running overseas every fucking week, and now you're telling us you're just gonna. Where was the 10 mil? Where?
Yeah, it's like, where the fuck?
Like, do we just get a fucking Saudi Arabian on the team that's got
Yeah.
fucking oil money? Because I don't know anything about this up until now.
Imagine all the players currently like 10 mil. Where the fuck are you
What do
getting
you
10 mil
fucking
for
mean,
us for
bro?
an extra $100,000 the other year?
Got James O'Connor playing fucking brothers.
Yeah.
And you're giving some fucking numpty 10 mil?
Suwali could be the next Israel Folau. But I say that as could be. He also hasn't done shit yet. He's not like Yeah, he hasn't done anything, but he's also 18 years.
I know, shitload of coin though for an 18-year-old as well. That technically hasn't done
would
dick.
be the best player on that list is probably Matt Burton.
Or Pappenhausen, if that was even possible, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't think it would be. But I think Matt Burton's game would translate more just because of the shoe.
Yeah. Oh, that bomb was out of control. That's all I've really seen of the cunt. But anywho, we're going to call up a good friend of the pod, Jay Ball Staunton, who I used to do Pillar to Post with, and he is the man when it comes to all things.
Australia exec.
He could be. He thinks he is.
He's in the front office.
Yeah, all right. But if there's something that I need to know about footy and I need to take on it, it is this guy. And I haven't had him on the pod in a minute, so we're going to give him a little tingle now and get his thoughts on this shit.
Definition man.
Sweet baby Jay. How are we, brother?
I'm all right, mate. Just rolling down to the IGA to pick up the missus some fucking trifle.
Brother, so I spoke to you on the phone a little bit earlier, but I needed your take on this because you are my man that is all things rugby, and when sometimes that the field might be a little bit bare, we're the only ones still riding the train, mate. So I wanted to get your take on this because I know that you will have a take on it, and I'll basically just read you the fucking first article so I don't fuck up anything for you here, and I just want to get your fucking view on this because I'm sure I've got something very similar. So basically, Rugby Australia is reportedly preparing a stunning raid on the NRL talent with Roosters superstar Joseph Suaalii at the top of their hit list. They have wish list of Tom Trbojevic, Latrell Mitchell, Cameron Murray, Ryan Pappenhausen, Matt Burton, and Nelson Solomona. But Suaalii is shaping as the major prize, with the report claiming the 19-year-old could be offered a mega 5-year deal worth $10 million. My question is, where the fuck is this 10 million coming from? Because I haven't seen any of this or heard anything about it in our struggling years that have happened over, I guess you could say, the last 8.
Well, this is the fucking thing, mate. They've got money to piss and moan and fucking throw at shit like this, but it's probably more so the fact that they'll have money coming in because of the Lions Tour and the fucking World Cup and all this shit, and there's probably sponsors lining up to get in the mixer and shit now. So, look, they've always had fucking money to throw at big name cunts for some fucking stupid reason, but
especially if they put
mate, $10 million for a 19-year-old cunt. Oh, they're so fucked. They're so dumb. Mate, they missed their fucking chance with him because they've been run by a pack of fucking idiots for the last 20 years. They missed their chance with him. Invest that back into current fucking players who actually want to play for. Like, we were talking about it on the Pack show last night, the fact that, like, they gutted the Sevens program 12 months ago from 12 pros to 6, and they were actually going to get rid of all professional players. And then in that time, they've started getting clubland players in, and now they are the best Sevens team in the fucking world with club players.
Fucking nice.
So they've got rugby players. They're not finding former sprinters with big fucking quads. They're not finding fucking leagueies who couldn't chop it in the NRL to try and play Sevens, and they're not trying to transform big fucking Polynesian dudes who sit on the wing at Super Rugby in a fucking cap to then try and play Sevens. They've actually just got footy players who play the fucking game, and their cohesion's good as a result. And now they're the best Sevens team in the world, despite Rugby Australia doing everything they can to fuck them over.
And how many, if I had to say this as well, how many fucking international players that we would normally potentially get back on the Giddo law, how many do you think we could get back with fucking 10 mil?
But all of them. Literally all of them. You would get all of them back.
But didn't you just argue your point there where you were like, Corabetti's like so good for rugby union? He's from league.
Yeah, he is. But like, we could also go down the lines.
He's fucking Fijian. Like,
dude, I don't think he is,
could
bro.
fucking play any sport, mate. He could fucking do whatever he wants. Like, Suaalii is a fucking gun. But if you're going to throw $10 million at that cunt, like, where does it stop? Like, so he'll be making $2 million a year to switch codes, whereas the highest paid rugby union player in the world doesn't even make that much playing in fucking France.
Yeah.
Like,
it is
fucking
completely
idiot.
fucking head. It's an insult.
If I'm understanding correctly, you're saying it's a bad idea? Is that?
Oh, mate, it's Rugby Australia, so of course it's a fucking bad idea.
Yeah.
Like, watch what they do. They're going to try and fuck around so much when, like, the smart thing would be to fucking grow the game in WA and Victoria would be to create fucking stronger pathways from schoolboy to clubland to seniors to fucking QPR, to fucking Super Rugby. Like, invest it in shit that takes time, because what happened last time is they fucking had a massive war chest after the 03 World Cup and the 99 World Cup victory, and then they fucked around and became so top-heavy, spending all their money on executives and fucking players, that they fucking completely disregarded. So 10, 15 years ago, every Premier Rugby club would get like $100,000 a year from the fucking ARU to spend on getting their shit going, and then they totally removed that. And now the players, like fifth grade Battler Munters, fucking pay $500 a year for the privilege to pay the game, which helps supplement these fuckheads. Like, mate, fuck. It's not about them.
Take a breath.
Like,
Mate, as well, a little fun fact we were just thinking about as well is that usually NRL players, if they are to cross over to Union, are usually in the back line because...
Usually.
Well, usually.
I'm saying exclusively.
Exclusively,
Yeah.
but I know that Jay would definitely be able to name me. Has there been an NRL crossover to Union and he hit the pack?
He's got to be a
Dan
big
Burgess,
name.
and they didn't know whether to play him at 12 and 6, and he fucking sucked at both.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good call.
There's a couple, like, but the thing is, like, Jared Warrior-Hargraves was a fucking gun back rower, and he went over to league. So, like,
But I'm saying
I
the other way.
understand.
The reverse.
Burgess
I
is a good
know,
shout.
but like,
Burgess is a good shout.
it's hard to fucking do because,
Yeah, that's what
like,
I'm saying.
like, look at fucking league, man. Like, Tony Williams starts in the wing and ends up as a prop. And you're like, okay, fucking cool. Like, there are guys who can play centre one game and then end up playing fucking prop the next game. Like,
Oh, it's completely different.
it's a game of fucking athletes, whereas rugby there's refinement in everything you do. Like, but like
So much more
fucking
specialised.
Devin, I piss and moan about the fact that in rugby alone, they start trying to fucking turn kids who've played prop their whole fucking life into hookers. And I'm like, no, it's a specialist position, and of all fucking people, they should fucking know that. Like, you know, you don't just fucking chop and change just because you're a good athlete. Being a good athlete means fuck all in rugby. You know, like, you need to have a fucking high rugby IQ, and you need to know what the fuck you're doing. Otherwise, like, look at Henry Paul, mate. He was like a huge signing from league into the English fold of fucking 10 years ago or 8 years ago or something. In his first game, he got dragged for England. He got dragged after 24 minutes because he looked like a fucking mouth breather. Like, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Like, it's just so fucking stupid, and it's, I don't know. It might just be chest beating to fucking get their name in the fucking papers.
Yeah,
because, like,
maybe it is just to kind of-
leagueies can get done pissing in their own mouth and be like, yeah, no, it's bad news, but we'll get over it. And then rugby's so terrified of their own shadow that they don't even like being in the news at all, that no one even fucking talks about them.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, it wouldn't even fucking matter if they were.
so, yeah, I don't know, man. It's fucking stupid. Like, don't worry about Joseph Suaalii. Fucking focus on the next Joseph Suaalii. And if he wants to come over and play at a fucking World Cup, he can do that. If not, he can play in a fucking World Cup for the Kangaroos and smash Lebanon or whatever the fuck they do.
Brilliant,
You
mate.
know, like,
Thank you for
fuck
that.
him. If he doesn't want to play for the Wallabies, he can suck my fucking dick.
Yeah, I agree.
let
It
him
should
go.
be a fucking honour for that prick. Anyway, mate, thank you for that. We better stop you before you have a fucking heart attack in your car outside the IGA.
Yeah, no, I'm all sweaty walking to the IGA, man.
Well, mate, we'll have to get you on the fucking potty before I shoot over to Canada, mate. So, mate,
yeah.
we'll have to talk some shit in my mum's garage.
Hell yeah, man. All right, love you, boys. Peace.
See you, bro.
bro.
Thank you. Laters. Mate, if you want to take, you go to that man and he will basically die on his own sword, no matter what. He did bring up a lot of fucking great topics.
But it also doesn't. You just basically called the one guy to fucking solidify your argument. Mind you, he solidified it magnificently.
Yeah.
He's a wordsmith.
Oh, yeah, I'll say one thing to you in rebuttal. Get a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Get a guy.
I've got guys to call, man.
Yeah. You can bring a guy.
You can bring a guy, but turns out you don't have a guy.
Dude, the league version of J-Ball would be a fucking criminal.
Oh, bro.
It would be offensive.
Oh, if he was a leaguey, it'd be fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
But I'd say
great
in conclusion, I will say this. I think there's definitely room for NRL players to enter union and develop themselves amazingly, because Marika Korobetti will now die a legend, as a Wallaby legend, where in NRL he was obviously fucking fantastic, but potentially not as remembered as he would have been now.
Yeah.
There should be a bit of a goal for a Wallaby jersey as an NRL player sometimes, or at least treat it with some sort of respect and not as in like a paycheck. And all in all, with Rugby Australia, don't throw all your chips at some cunt that we don't even know about when, quite frankly, you haven't looked after anybody within your sport already.
Yeah, and it's almost like, it's sort of J-Bill touch on it. Like, build it, and they will come. Like, if you build the Wallabies into a World Cup, or they're a contender, obviously, but they actually win, great players will just want to come for a reasonable price rather than trying to buy them and then build it.
And then when they show themselves like Israel Folau or someone, that's when you can throw the fucking bag at them. But the fact that was a great point that he brought up, which I didn't even think about, is that if Joseph Suwali were to take this offer tomorrow, he'd be the highest paid rugby union player on the planet, which is an absolute fucking piss take.
Yeah. I don't know how true that offer is, but there's obviously some estimate.
I reckon UQ are just UQ fucking Rugby Australia chucking bullshit at the
I
fucking.
think it's also news.
Who cares? It's a fun topic anyway, so we'll be able to see what happens with that. Rightio. So last week, if anybody was listening, we jumped into the whole section of Zane Dorco, the fucking pussy who was throwing chat, both with throwing chat, Harrison Petty from Melbourne and Dan Zorko from the Brisbane Lions were saying some off-coloured things. Yep. And then we kind of opened up the chat of like,
best chat.
His chat was dog shit. Because he just went for the darkest thing he could and didn't actually have any fucking humour to it. Whereas you need good chat on the field. So what I did was I researched and I found some of the finer chat that has been thrown specifically in Australian sport.
Yep. So it's its own chat.
Like I think I've got like 3 or 4 here, but the one in particular that I love to start with, hold on, give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail whilst I'm doing my fucking reconnaissance here.
I was trying to think of some basketball because there's some good chat in basketball because it's very.
And I think we can. Tonight's theme is cricket, but I reckon you're completely right. I reckon maybe week by week we should delve into
different sport,
a different code, and see what the go is.
We're talking cricket. There better be no fucking civic video chat.
Oh mate, no. And I also want to preface this. These are all things that athletes said and is documented. And this is not what I'm saying.
Yeah. It was incredibly offensive.
I haven't changed any fucking word in this.
It's a quote.
So, unfortunately, it's an Aussie on the receiving end of the best sledge. But upon walking out to bat, Englishman Ian Botham was cheekily asked by an Australian wicketkeeper, Rod Marsh, how's your wife and my kids? And then, not missing a beat, Botham retorted, the wife's fine, but the kids are retarded. And that's the thing. Your rebuttal has to be fucking good.
Yeah.
Like,
because he's quite frankly...
That's good chat to begin with.
Yeah, it's good chat. It's a
how's
good
your wife
serve.
and my
it's a
kids.
good serve. And then he's just fucking put it in the back corner and just sends it back.
shoots it back at him.
Which makes it even better.
Another crack at this one I love specifically. So this was Michael Voss to Brett Voss, his own brother.
Yep.
So basically, Brett was out on the field and Michael Voss is the older brother, I believe, and had played more footy. So Brett is lining up a goal and his older brother, Michael, who's a lot more famous, is standing behind him whilst he's taking this goal. They're playing for opposing teams, by the way.
Is it Lions and Carlton?
Lions and St Kilda. Michael Voss playing for the Lions, Brett Voss was playing for St Kilda, and basically whilst Brett, the younger brother, is going for a goal, Michael Voss sneaks up behind him and says, my dad fucked your mum. And he missed. And he shanked it. Didn't even get it behind. And he literally kicked the ball out on the floor.
Where's the lie?
Yeah. It's completely fine. It was just good chat. Can I also give you one of the worst chat that I have? Oh, no. It's Zorko. No.
It's Zorko and you.
This one was a bit... didn't really get my fucking shit going, but whilst Glenn McGrath liked to dish it out, he was also on the receiving end of one of the finest ever made in professional sport. Debatable. McGrath once said to player Edo Brandes, who's from Zimbabwe, he was like, "Oi, Brandes, why are you so fat?" And then the Zimbabwean replied, "Because every time I sleep with your wife, she gives me a biscuit." And I think that the beauty of that rebuttal is the accent. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine in like Zimbabwe and like, hey, because your wife. I just went,
the
French, because your wife. Because your wife likes to give me a biscuit. Yeah, I don't know how to fucking.
Like, can we do the Paul Gelmont? I saw that.
That's good. That's the worst one. So I want to get to. I want to give you the last good one. Before this, let me just confirm.
Oh shit, that made me disappointed now.
Radio. So. Sorry, apologies, guys. Okay, yes. So this was between England captain in cricket, Michael Atherton, and it's always with fucking Glenn McGrath, dude. Glenn McGrath must have just been spitting chips at blokes the whole fucking time throughout his career.
He's getting served.
He's always getting bitched in this, I think, actually.
everyone just has his number, like, dude. Dude, he's probably recycling, and they're like,
they're getting ready,
going home and writing bits against him.
Oh, bro, yeah, exactly. They're ready to go. It's like Zorko now. Zorko's fucked now, mate. Like, every single game that goes out now, there's going to be some cunt in his ear.
Like, no, you can get in his head.
You can get in his head. It's the easiest place to get into. He literally leaves the fucking key under the mat.
Come in, bud.
Yeah, come in. Yeah, try to sneak in. Anyway, so the last good one. So McGrath says to Michael Atherton, he goes, "Others, it would help if you got rid of the shit at the end of your bat." Atherton looks at the bottom of his bat, and then McGrath goes, no, on the other end.
Oh, him.
He's like, you'll do a lot better if the shit's on the end, get the shit off the end of your bat.
So
and he's like, he literally was looking at the bottom of his bat, and he goes no, the other end.
So he's calling him shit?
He's calling him the piece of shit that's attached to his bat. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was
pretty good. I feel like that
was up for that one.
Yeah. I feel like also cricket slander is like
very particular.
Like they would have been like,
Yeah.
It's sort of like what we're talking about with like my uncle Doc McConnell with the finger in the air, like stop the light coming out the other side.
The fact he looked at the bat.
Yeah.
And that's where he's kind of rolling the dice, because if he was just like, shut the fuck up, dude. And he's just sitting there like,
that's done.
Yeah, it's done. He had to.
He looked at the bat, dude.
Yeah.
He wigged out.
He left the door open.
But shittest chat that's recorded that I can find, I don't know why. I got Dan Zorko vibes from this one here. Yeah. It was just like super childish.
Like it felt brash.
It felt like a 3-year-old. Not even that. This one felt like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, but there's no like nuance. There's no angle to it. It's just very blunt.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
So the best sledge, I'm not even going to say the worst sledge to come out of the NRL is perhaps far too fitting. New South Wales great and renowned scholar Paul Gallen said before a State of Origin match that he hated Queensland, quote unquote, times 1,000. The Maroons' response, well, we hate New South Wales times infinity, no returns, enough said.
It's kind of like anti-humor.
Well, we hate it. Infinity, I get.
It's like, but
I know.
It's like
we hate it times 1,000. We hate it times. I don't know. It's just doesn't have the same bite, dude. Like because you can't go from Wally Lewis beating the fuck out of cunts to enough said.
Yeah, anti-humor is not. It's not on the sporting field because it's so heated. Like anti-humor is when you're kind of like shooting the shit and someone tried really hard to like make a joke and you're kind of like showing them how shit the joke is.
Yeah.
It just,
if that was like live and he's standing right next to Gallen and he goes like, "Oh, we doing behind infinity?" Like fucking idiot. Like then that's like
mocking
him
Gallen
to his face. Yeah, can't help but think it was like in separate press conferences.
Yeah.
That got me thinking. Just that I just thought of this is like, it is wild child chat, as in like sometimes. It was like the worst chat where you just got like Dan Zorko shit. But then other times, as a kid, there used to be shit that you could say that would like hit, bro. Like you just like, and like one of the ones like was always like fucking, I know you up, what am I, cunt? Like you could just go on that all day. Like literally it's an impenetrable force because you just always know it's them.
Infinite defense.
It's infinity.
Yeah. Or the classic, like when someone's like telling you something and they're like, yeah, and then I went there and then this person said this to me. It's like, when? It's like, oh, it happened yesterday. It's like, no, when did I ask? That's like one that I used to pull out as a kid.
That's a great one. but I'm going to give you the best chat as a kid because it was the darkest chat. Like, you don't think about it, but it was the most evil thing you could possibly say to another kid, and it would hit. Like, when you were like 8 years old, this hit.
When?
It would be like when you would be walking around like the streets or whatever as a kid, the streets, but you're walking around like the street or whatever, like on your bikes or whatever. Yeah, I used to literally
scoot around the streets.
Bro, 4061 The Gap
Streets
was
of
my
Milton, baby.
territory.
We would have like a fucking little like gang war if we ran.
Yeah, yeah,
You
dude.
hated kids from other suburbs.
Oh.
Like random kids from other schools. You like they were like literally mirror images of you, but you're like, dude, those kids fucking suck.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, like,
they
I'd
look exactly
fucking
like you.
kick my Razor scooter into your
Razor
shins.
scooters and fucking go to Civic Video just like you, buddy. Don't act like you're any fucking different.
That postcode, don't do dick, boy. But anyway, the best chat that you could throw because it hit so hard, it would be like when you're walking around the streets and there'd be like, let's say 2 cooler kids potentially than you, and you're kind of getting the vibes of like, I'm not wanted here
the
right
baby.
now. I'm the pain in the ass here for some reason. And then they just whip around and they go, get lost.
Oh yeah. Fucking brutal.
Bro, that just makes your heart just want to go like,
Yeah.
like
Brutal.
literally get lost, bro. And then you're like, I have to. But here's why the worst thing about it is get lost. I want you to go missing.
Yeah,
I want
get
no
the
one.
fuck outta here,
I want you to
yeah.
get out of here so bad that you get lost.
Yeah.
And you go
No
missing, bro.
fun.
No one can
Yeah,
find you. Like, I want you to fucking be on a milk carton tomorrow,
and do
bro.
that to yourself.
Yeah. Like, I don't want any help. I just want you to fuck out of my sight
Yep.
to the point that you are a missing person.
Yeah. Brutal.
Bro,
Especially if
I
they're
reckon you could
cooler
whip that
kids.
out as an adult a little bit more.
Get lost.
Bro, get lost.
Yeah. Get the fuck. get
Imagine
lost.
whipping that out of the bar.
Yeah.
Like, one of your mates is like, oh, Andy. And you're just like,
Yeah.
get lost, cunt.
Yeah. That's brutal.
Fucking, that would hit
Especially
me.
older kids when they hit that. Yeah. And what can you do? You have to get lost.
You have to get lost.
Yeah,
and
you
that's
have to leave.
Yeah, well, you got to try and like not get too lost. That you
fucking suck.
Oh, bro, it's so rough.
I remember thinking back to that. There was these kids. We were just playing in like our school's park. Like we had a big park out the front, and then this is just such fucking 8-year-old stuff. Like there was these 2 other kids. It was me and my mate, and we just ran into like these 2 kids, and we were kind of like throwing chat at each other. And the ultimate end of like the version of like a fight was like, all right, bro, let's have a fucking relay race. You and my boy, you and your boy versus me and my boy. Let's fucking do it, dude. And then we like won. And then he's like, all right, respect, man. You're pretty fast. Like, that was
It's like step up.
Yeah, it was like, and we were just like fucking reload, like tagging each other. Like, I beat your ass.
Oh, bro.
Like a self-marshaled relay race.
And that's like how you fucking own turf.
Yeah, just a fucking shitty relay race.
Oh, bro. Well, let's fucking pull this one up stumps with your dog shit team.
So, weekly shit show, as we'll.
Oh, we're going to go weekly shit show?
Well, I'm going to make this my weekly shit show.
Okay.
Last fucking podcast, I was running late. We went a bit over time. I had to get to the Broncos. Raced the Broncos, got there 10 minutes late. They ended up getting smacked by 50 points to the Parramatta Eels, and I professed that they would win. I almost guaranteed the win.
Bodied.
Some could say that I jinxed it. Anyway, I've had a year-long bet with a friend of mine, a $100 bet that the Broncos would make the top 8. They were basically guaranteed to make the top 8 4 weeks ago. Like so many things had to go wrong. Like even now they've lost back-to-back weeks with like an aggregate score of like minus 100. There's still a chance to make the 8, but the Raiders need to lose to the team that literally has been already given the wooden spoon, and we have to beat the Dragons. And even if we beat the Dragons, we still need the Raiders to lose. So I do want to acknowledge that I've cashed out of that bet. The deal was $50 cash out, and I acknowledge it on the pod that I do concede that the Broncos won't make the top 8, even though they still have a chance. So I need to do that. That was a bit of, logistics stuff that I had to get through. But yeah, it fucking sucks, bro. We were literally all season when we went there, when the Titans won,
It was looking good.
we were riding so high. The fact that I'm standing here right now saying the Broncos aren't making the top 8 is fun. And if we just hadn't lost by a fucking million in the last 2 weeks, we would still be in the driver's seat to take the Raiders where we would beat them on point difference, but we just had to lose each game. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, so many things had to go wrong. We had to lose to the Tigers. We had to lose to the Storm by 60. We had to lose by Parramatta to 50. Like, the Raiders had to go on a 3-game winning streak. Like, everything that could have happened to make us not make the 8 did happen. Like, in the worst fucking possible fashion.
2 things. First thing is, let's intro this fucking segment as it's meant to be reoccurring from here on, is that we want to introduce a segment each week where we call it the After Party Shit Shows. And basically your shit show is your biggest shit show of the week. It's just something that fucking sucks.
Something
went wrong. Let us know your shit show. Andy's shit show is clearly that he had to fucking cash out of a physical handshake bet with a mate. Here's my second thing. You're a fucking bitch. I didn't know that I was going to fucking get a co-host on the potty that's a fucking little
Dude, it's $50,
bitch.
bro.
Exactly, dude.
No.
When did you place this bet?
At the start of the year.
Start of the year. $100, bro. Fucking cop it. You deserve that L. 2.
No, fuck you.
Fucking bro. You got smoked. You got live cash out with a mate.
I did.
How desperate? Who is the bloke? How desperate is he?
No, but he just wanted me to. He's pretty funny because now.
Don't give in to that shit, bro. Like, how much does $50 mean for you that you're not only telling the world that you're telling 40 people that you fucking suck, and then on top of it as well, you're not even going to back your boys for one last round? Like, dude, all I'm telling you is this: you've got 2 options this week. I'm giving you 2 fucking options. Okay. You hand deliver that $50 back to that cunt, and you fucking Venmo the cunt. I don't give a shit. Yeah. You send it back to him and you tell him the bet's still on, or if the Broncos...
Well, I've already paid half of the bet.
I don't care. If the fucking Broncos do now make the top 8, I don't want to fucking hear it from you, bro. I don't want to see you wearing a jersey. I don't want to see you claiming shit, because that's the 2 options.
It's not my fault, dude. It's fucking the Broncos.
It is your fault, dude.
I fucking drove... from the coast. I got home at 1 a.m. This is part of the weekly shit show. I was in bumper-to-bumper traffic coming home to the coast. I got home at 1 a.m. There was literally bumper-to-bumper traffic on the Bruce Highway at 10:30 at night. I was like, how is this possible? It's 10:30 at night on a fucking Thursday. How is there bumper-to-bumper traffic? And fucking Selwell Cobbo can't even play. I drove 4 hours out of my way to watch them lose by 50. I'm not fucking saving $50 just to watch them get fucking... No, that's not what happened.
I'm saying,
I'm taking a stand.
If you're taking the stand, then that comes with a price as well. And the price of taking a stand is, if they somehow pull some shit, beat the Dragons and the Raiders fucking lose, or don't get the extra point or whatever's necessary for them to make the finals, or the top 8 rather, I don't want to fucking hear it, bro, because you turned your back at the last chance. Like, it's like
they
Simba.
Turned their back on me.
Like, they're literally like hanging like on the thing, and you all just like stomping their fucking claws off, dude. Like,
dude, they turned their back on me. This is gaslighting. The Broncos are gaslighting me. They're abusing me.
When's this game?
Pardon?
When's this game?
So the Broncos game's on Saturday.
Do we have anyone back? Paddy?
Paddy's back.
Oh.
And Herbie.
Why are you giving up on them like this?
But even if they win, then the Raiders need to lose the last game of the season, physically the last game of the season. That's a finals game for them, versus the Wooden Spoon Tigers. Do you think they're going to fucking lose, right? You think they're going to win? The Tigers... And so this is what I was saying.
Is that the only way we can make the 8?
Yeah. The everything... Like, South could have lost to the Cowboys, and then we would have a better chance for South to lose to the Roosters, and then we get in that way. But obviously, South beat the Cowboys. The fucking Titans, if they had lost, at least silver lining, the Tigers then haven't been given the wooden spoon, so at least they're playing to not get there, which, amazing stat, the West Tigers have never got the wooden spoon. They've never had the wooden spoon.
What about when Farah was there?
Somehow that's possible.
Yeah, wow.
I feel like
I thought they were fully wooden spoons one year.
Every fucking year in history, except other than the year they won. I would say, if you ask me who's had the most wooden spoon, I would say the Tigers. somehow they haven't got.
They're my most hated team to watch.
Well, I don't even hate them. I just feel sorry for them.
No, I know, but they're always on like Sunday Arvo
Yeah, it's
rank.
shit.
Like it's just disgusting.
So if the Titans had won, the Tigers then would have a shot to defend their honour of not getting last one's win. Of course, the fucking Titans win. So every result that could have gone against the Broncos went against the Broncos. That's my weekly shit show, and I'm cashing out. I'll send you $50. I've done my end of the deal.
Oh, God, it makes me sick. I guess it is your shit show at the end of the day. There can't be any judgment in the shit show zone.
No, it's a fucking shit show, dude.
That's fucked, but anyway.
You think I wanted to do that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. You don't see me fucking betting against the Reds or some shit. Like,
Betting
fucking.
against UQ.
No, I don't fucking do that. You did that as well, you prick, on your first day out.
I can be bought so easily.
Yeah, you suck. My shit show of the week was actually kind of like last night leading into today. I basically have this new clippers for my hair. They're fucking, it's so dope. They're called the Pitbull.
I've seen that. He's like Jack's bald.
And dude, it just like, it's an eraser for your hair. It's fucking gone. Because like
Classic.
usually, well, this is where I'm getting to the shit show. So fucking usually what you'd have to do is pull the big dog clippers out.
The Pitbull.
Without the Pitbull. This is where I used to fucking shave my head like a Neanderthal, like I was in jail. So I'd get the clippers out, shorten it down, then I get the shaving cream on the head, like I'm fucking Juan in prison, fucking shaving my head, and it takes so long. Like you have to do it every week, and it's just fucking long and annoying. Like it's not about like being bald; it's about like the amount of effort I have to get there to look shit.
Easy, man.
It ain't easy, bro. Anyway, I fucking buy the Pitbull, right? And then the Pitbull fucking is erasing my hair. I'm like,
Pitbull was made for you.
Yeah, it was the best purchase I've ever had. Like, you know when you get something like fucking useful, like practical, and it's just so good. And I was using it, of course, fucking like a weekend, break the fucking Pitbull. And it's just not working the same, and I've lost the fucking charger. Don't want to get into it. Anyway, last night I fucking have a crack at what remains of the Pitbull. There's like full 4 rings that are like buzzing around in the circle, and only one of them's buzzing now. So I'm pressing that one spinning circle to my head as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, I do not have the charger anymore, and it is running out of battery every 30 seconds. But I'm hitting the press like a fucking vape that's just broken. You just keep sucking it until it fucking doesn't work anymore. There's always one last, and the Pitbull provides that as well. So I just keep pressing it, and I'm getting rid of everything. And this is like, not gonna lie, my second time of like juicing it. You know what I mean? So like, I know I've got a lot less juice on this run. So I fucking erase half my hair, and then I've like gone and clipped the other side to see if it would match up. They don't go down on the same level at all. Today I go to work. It's probably hard now. I don't know if it's like can be seen. Right? I think I've had a day of growth, but like I basically got.
This side is blatantly more.
Bro, went to work. I work at a fucking bank with like half a hair. And like this morning it was worse because it was like not going back. Also, I've got a fucked up washing.
Can't you just then razor it?
I could, but I was lazy and I was just like, oh, fuck it. I've got to leave the house, but I was not keen because I've got to go walk around the city. It's going to be a hot day, but I can't have a hot day. Anyway, fucking.
You work at a bank. Get the hat off.
Get the hat off. But anyway, as well, I've got a fucked up washing machine issue. And it just always fucks up. It's always covered in fluff and shit, and I just get paid out at work all the time.
You're putting tissues in your pocket.
No, I'm not. It's not. It doesn't even make sense, bro. It's fucked. Like Green Tree does it, nothing happens. But anyway, fucking all my clothes this morning, I'm sure so many cunts have this, where you're about to go to work and everything's moist, bro. So
like
I'm fucking wearing moist jeans, moist socks, moist undies, moist shirt. I'm still wearing the moisties. Bro, so at work today.
I was like smelling my mic.
This is my shit show, bro. So today, not to mention these fucking studio lights are so hot that I'm just like, bro, I feel like a curry in a microwave. It's putrid. Anyway, fucking my shit show today was going to work with the last minute decision of fuck it, I'm going to go with half my hair and then also half of what remains of my hair and then also go smelling like a wet Labrador, bro. Halfway through the workday, one of our mates, he goes, oh bro, something smells like feet.
Yeah, I know what he's talking
And I'm fucking denying, bro. I'm like, it can't be me, bro. Like, did you check me? And then I found like the best part of my shirt. I was like, oh, I smell this. And he's like,
smell this bit right here.
right there. And he was like,
not this bit.
I got away with it, bro. He was like, oh yeah, maybe that isn't you. Like, that's not you. Meanwhile,
Like,
it's fucking me, bro.
It's not me, man. Smell my socks. It's like, that's the best smelling.
Bro,
You're right, that only smells marginally like a foot.
but man, there's nothing worse than when you're in like an office or whatever and you're like scatting out about something like that. Like, all it takes for one person to be like, oh, you stink. And then everyone's like, oh, you stink, dude. Like, you don't want to be that guy whatsoever. And that was my shit show.
You smell like a foot.
Yeah, bro.
Not your feet stuck.
It's fucked as well, like-
I stuck like.
Yeah. And the thing was,
I wish I smelled like my feet smell right.
at the start of the day, I smelled good because it was like like fucking wet, like fabric softener or whatever. But then, like, after like 2 hours,
what you told
no. Because I got to be realistic. Like, I'm confessing everything on the shit show right now. But I basically like let it. I started the day. And I'm like, okay, I'm all sweet.
I smell
But then
like
the problem is,
Huggies, dude.
once I walk to work, that like wetness is like heating up, and
Yeah,
now
it's
it's
a
like
warm wet.
it's like fucking hot bitumen with rain on it just to watch it get fired.
the nappy
So
sand.
now like
Yeah.
I'm just festering in my fucking
Yeah,
clothes
thank you
at a
for
solid 108.2
And also,
kilos.
you could have changed before the podcast, but I respect the fact.
I don't have the time, bro. I do not have the time. And with that, we're gonna fucking leave you, cunts. I love this episode. I thought it was a fucking
Yeah, it's
cracker.
a good one. I like our shirts.
I like our shirts. I think they're going to be
Maybe
reoccurring.
just the ones that
Definitely, we'll wash
Rick
them
says
and
this on.
we'll wash them and not dry them
Yeah.
before we put them on the next one. But I guess all in all, wrap it up is moving to Canada. So get ready for that. If anyone's going to Canada or has been and has any tips for me, let me fucking know. Also, we are going to be losing weight. I'm going to be losing weight. Andy's going to be putting it on. We're going to have weekly weigh-ins. Actually, there's nothing else to it. Send us in your shit shows, send us in your weekly news, send us in your fucking pissheads with the footy problems or your what happens on tour stories. We need a little bit more fucking involvement from the boys, because I say that because every week I go out and meet another fucking 5-6 cunts that froth the potty and keep telling us they want to fucking add shit in there or whatever. So
like,
message me, message the fucking potty page, send us voicemails, do whatever. If you don't want it to be fucking, if you want it to be anonymous, that's fine. We can do that. That's what we always do anyway. So get around us, get involved, and fucking get it up. Yeah. Peace.